My name is Kitty Kanhoffen and I'm a grade 2-3 teacher in Nanaimo on Vancouver Island. Prior to becoming an elementary school teacher, I actually worked with the Freshwater Fisheries Society of BC. There I actually was a Learn to Fish instructor. That was in a time in my life where I was really just getting into fishing, and so not only did it teach me a lot about fishing, but it actually set me up for being a teacher as well. So being a school teacher, I actually see a lot of students that don't have many outdoor activities that they're passionate about. And for me, fishing is one that I could talk about all the time. And so by introducing the Learn to Fish program to my kids, I see that as a stepping stone, being fishing, and hopefully it leads to other outdoor activities that they will become passionate about themselves. So this year, I planned a 2-day excursion where the kids would be outside. The first day I wanted them to be at Colliery Dams Park, where we met up with the Freshwater Fisheries Society BC, and Tristan and Brad, they showed up there and they taught the kids about what they do for fisheries.
What we have in this tank here is 250 rainbow trout.
Whoa!
Yeah!
There's some in there.
These fish are about 1 year old. They're raised in Duncan.
I wanted the kids to see this release of the rainbow trout and hear about it from the guys who raise them before I just took them fishing. And then the kids actually got to help release a few rainbow trout into Colliery Dam Park.
Oh, that guy. Whoa!
All the way.
It'll like flop out.
There you go. Oh, look at yours.
This lake here, Colliery Dam, it's a great urban fishery for the community of Nanaimo. We'll actually put 1,500 catchables in here in the spring and 1,500 again in the fall, so it gets a lot of fishing pressure, and as a result, we put a lot of fish in. These are sterile fish, so they're put in to be caught. They don't reproduce in here. Their sole purpose is to provide some fun for some angling public. So it's all funded by freshwater license sales. So if you purchase a freshwater fishing license in BC, 100% of the dollars comes back to the Freshwater Fisheries Society of BC to be put back into programs like this, where we're stocking lakes and getting fish in the water for people to catch.
Knowing where the fish came from, seeing the fish in person and not just on the end of their hook, they almost establish like a bit of a relationship or a feeling for that fish if they didn't see Tristan bring them in. Like there wouldn't be that care for it. I think that's important for them to see instead of just fishing.
Are you too excited to go fishing?
Yeah.
Who's going to catch the biggest fish?
Me. Logan.
Logan? No. Oh, and you're supposed to say yourself.
No, me. I am.
I'm going to catch the biggest fish.
I want to catch the biggest fish.
No, me.
So the part 2 of this field trip, we took the kids back to the Colliery Dam Parks where we had released the fish the previous day. And this time they got to meet up with the Learn to Fish staff.
My name is Danya, and I am one of your Learn to Fish instructors today. How is everyone doing?
Good.
I'm super excited that you guys are excited to go fishing today. We have the loose end, which we call the tag end. So we are going to take our tag end of the line.
They got a 1-hour instruction about fish identification, tackle, proper fish handling, casting. The kids were so engaged. I was really proud of them. They sat down and I mean, they listened for I think almost 45 minutes or so. And then they get to go fishing for the fish that they released the day before.
Okay, I'm hooking your hook up here so it's safe.
Fish bites it, it can still grab onto the hook.
Try to catch a rainbow trout now. Great catch. You're going to catch a rainbow trout for sure.
I could see that once they got the hang of the fishing and the casting and their practices were effective, then the fish started coming in. It was fun for them to sight fish. They could take their little piece of shrimp and drop it over the edge and watch the sculpin feed right there. And so that's like, for me, that's also my favorite, the sight fishing, the visual. You can see it, you lift up and you got it. We got some pumpkin seeds. And then one of my boys pulled in a beautiful rainbow trout.
I threw it over there. I didn't do a really good throw. And then I saw my thing going under, and then it was pulling my rod.
Oh, so what thing went under?
A shrimp.
Oh, so you're using a shrimp and the float, it went underwater?
Yes. And it was just pulling it, and it was actually quite heavy.
It was quite heavy. So we're going to let it go now.
Okay.
So I need your help, and then we'll put more shrimp on and we'll get a second one. There we go.
What a bite.
Yeah, you had the one.
Oh, that's stuck. I'm scared. You guys had any luck?
I got 2 rainbow trouts now.
Really?
So the Learn to Fish program has been around since 2006. We deliver the program to about 30,000 participants each year. The program is delivered at about 100 different lakes around BC, as well as 3 of our hatchery locations, one in Abbotsford, one in the Kootenays, and one in Clearwater as well. The kids don't need to bring anything. We provide all the gear for the programs. Hopefully we catch some fish and the kids are hooked for life.
Thank you.
Did you guys have fun today? Yeah! Did you guys catch some fish today?
So the Learn to Fish program, it actually benefited me quite a bit in many ways. And I also see it as a really valuable field trip or extracurricular activity for my students. And it's kind of nice where I can invite them into my life and show them a little bit about who I am, not just as Ms. Kanhoffen, but as Kitty. And so the program is an excellent program for introducing children and families into fishing and outdoor activities.
And how was fishing today?
Good.
Yeah?
I caught a rainbow trout this big.
This big, are you sure?
Yep.
Or are you lying?
No, I'm sure.
Yeah, today?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. And
And it was this wide. No, it was this wide. No, it was this wide.